volleyball, and I promise you're going to love this matchup. A big headliner matchup on this Sunday here in Milwaukee at the Jeep AVCA First Serve, our final match of the day, and it puts together two semifinal teams from last year in Pitt and Kentucky. Let's go. Courtney Lyle alongside three-time National Coach of the Year, Mary Wise, Olympic bronze medalist, Holly McPeak, and we have saved the best for last today with Pitt and Kentucky.
I had this one circled on my calendar all weekend long because I think both these teams are going to show up and play really high-level volleyball right off the bat.
And what's crazy is even though this is the first weekend, this might have some implications for the seeding come December.
Oh my goodness, Selection Sunday implications possibly in this match. We told you it was going to be a good one. Well, we've already gotten to see Kentucky play. They played on Friday. They looked really good, and their sophomore setter, Cassie O'Brien. Mary, what'd you like?
Oh, I love the set distribution. You know, that is what Coach Skinner asked for. He wanted to see more sets to different players. A year ago, they were a little left side heavy, as they should be with two All-Americans. Now they have more arms across the net, and the setter, Cassie O'Brien, in her second year, did a terrific job. They only hit 385. They were efficient and effective.
Only 385 to start. What a way to start. And you see all the different production they got from their different players. They have so many multiple weapons, and you know what? They're going to need it because they're facing a Pitt team that has a lot of weapons too, and it's a Pitt team that knows about success. Pitt has become a mainstay when it comes to the national semifinals. They have been there 5 years in a row, and this program has the stars. Olivia Babcock, the biggest star in college volleyball, the two-time National Player of the Year, and guess what? She's got a 1-2 punch. Izzy Stark transfers over. 2 years ago, she was the National Freshman of the Year. Now, she'll be the starting setter to one of the best arms in the game, Holly.
Anytime you've got the best player in the country on your team, you have a ton of confidence, and Olivia Babcock can absolutely take over a match. We've seen it time after time after time. But what I'm really excited about is the return of Izzy Stark. She is back after winning a national title, took the year off. She is elite in every sense of the word. She is athletic, strong, technical, and she knows how to win.
After 4 matches last season, Izzy Stark stepped away for mental health reasons. That was at Penn State. Since then, she has transferred to Pitt. And Madison Fitzpatrick, how has she stayed ready?
She has 100% stayed ready. I asked her what she did.
Kentucky already has a win under its belt as we saw them come out and sweep Wisconsin on Friday, the number 6 team in the nation. For Pitt, though, this is their season opener. And they start with a tough task, and as Mary said, this match, even though we're in August right now, it could have implications on Selection Sunday when these teams find out their fate in the NCAA tournament. Izzy Stark will begin setting and serving for this Pitt team. Cassie O'Brien running Lizzie Carr, who's coming off an outstanding outing on Friday. Olivia Babcock, the two-time National Player of the Year, going wide. Any advantage for this Kentucky team having been on this floor, Mary, on Friday already?
Well, I can tell you as a coach, that is exactly what you're telling your players. You want them to think it's an advantage, for sure.
There's Cassie O'Brien, a service error, and the teams will trade points.
This is the first match for Pitt of the season. Kentucky has one under their belt, so small advantage to Kentucky, getting those nerves out.
Ayana Watson. O'Brien calling on Brooklyn delay. She tips, and there's going to be a net violation on Pitt. Kentucky up 2-1, going to 25. All right, well, Brooklyn delay is going to step back to serve, and she is one of 4 Kentucky Wildcats on the watch list for the National Player of the Year. No other team can say that they have 4 on that list. And she can absolutely bomb a serve like that. Backside to Olivia Babcock, and she finds some room on the back row. First kill of the season for Babcock.
Perfect pass allows Izzy Stark to feed her #1 go-to player, and Babcock able to put that down the line.
O'Brien running the middle, and Lizzie Carr, they want to touch but won't get it. All right, Holly, so you were a setter. When you're watching Izzy start these first few points, what are you looking for?
I know she's going to be ready. I've seen her run an offense. I think getting the middles involved early is going to be key because she's got such good experience pins. So I think that's going to be #1 for her.
You can see on the other side that Kentucky's trying to get their middles going. They've already used Izzy Carr a lot, Mary.
Yeah, you'll see that with teams early on. We would talk about weather the storm early on because the longer the match, you are who you are. You might see something different early in a match.
And Molly Tuzzo, the All-American libero for Kentucky. Blair Bayless with the tip over the UK block. Asia Thigpen has to chase it down. It was really tight, and that's going to go off of Pitt, out of bounds.
One of the things Molly Tuzzo does really well is run that quick offense in transition. That one happened to be a little low and shooty, but Asia Thigpen with her left hand is able to score it. There you see the middle attack from Kentucky.
Izzy Stark setting on the run. Olivia Babcock off the net, dug up by Brooklyn DeLay. Morgan Gardy, a diving Izzy Stark to save it. That's going over. Bayless readjusting. Gardy with the swing off the block. Mallory Meyer, the libero, stepping in to set up Olivia Babcock. Molly Tuzzo will set Gardy with her hands. And a net violation on Kentucky.
If you're Kentucky, you want to keep those transition balls a little more off the net, allow your hitters to swing.
And Craig Skinner is going to challenge this.
Hand contact by Gardy in the net.
And that is what was called on the floor.
All right, fans, Kentucky's challenging. Kentucky, you can win this? Pitt, what do you think? Are they going to win it? All right, they're looking for a net violation. Let's wait for the big play.
So the call is confirmed on the floor. Kentucky was in the net, so the Wildcats will lose one of their challenges. They'll have one challenge remaining unless we go to a 5th set. Each team gets an additional challenge. All right, Olivia Babcock stepping back to serve. We're interested to see which serve she pulls out of her pocket. Going topspin. Asia Thigpen flying up to swing. Start to Blair Bayless. One arm save from Thigpen. Backside to Babcock, out of the back row.
Izzy Stark spreading her offense. Starts with the quick ball out to the left pin. And then backside to the D ball to Olivia Babcock behind that 3-meter line. And when you're stressing a team with a back row attack in transition, really spreads things out defensively.
Kennedy Washington trying to turn it and just wide.
Love the way Kennedy Washington got after that out-of-system ball. Not an easy angle to take a big rip at, but aggressive mindset for Kentucky.
And it's a 3-0 run with Olivia Babcock, the 2-time National Player of the Year, serving. And she's going big. Tuzzo, other side with Gardy. Gets the touch call, point Kentucky.
Gardy goes high, gets a piece of the top of the block for Kentucky, but I'll tell you, if you watch the disciplined blockers for Pitt, how they move as a unit, they are definitely in sync and going to put pressure on Kentucky all day long.
Trinity Ward. Bayless takes the pass. Izzy Maston with the set back to Bayless. And it just ricochets off of Thigpen.
Asia Thigpen had sucked in to pick up that short ball, but that ball got a little wide on her and she couldn't control it.
You know, for this Pitt team, the success just keeps coming. It's 5 straight national semifinal appearances for them. They were swept by Texas A&M, who went on to win the championship in that national semifinal. 7 newcomers on the roster for Pitt, but they've got 8 returners too. Brooklyn DeLay out of the back row, and that's long.
But it was a good decision, and it was a good run. Yes, the swing was a little long, but if she can create, meaning Cassie O'Brien, the setter, create some seams, Brooklyn DeLay in time is going to find the floor.
Guys, Kentucky already has 4 attacking errors. They only had about 7 through the first 2 sets in their last match. Misconnection there with DeLay in the back row. And Kennedy Washington flying off of 1 foot.
Patience by Kentucky allows them to go quick behind the setter to Kennedy Washington. Finally able to find open floor on the Pitt side.
Kennedy Washington gave Kentucky 4 kills and 4 blocks in their opener on Friday against Wisconsin. Stark with Babcock coming out of the back row, and we've seen them use her now in a couple of spots out of the back row.
Why not? You've got the best player in the country on your team. Use her on the BIC, use her on the D-ball. They're going to use her often, but they've also got a lot of players who can score in different positions.
There's Micah Heilig. Brooklyn DeLay on the left and sends it long, no touch.
Craig Skinner said before this match, let's weather the storm, and right now, too many unforced errors for Kentucky. That's the storm they're trying to work through.
And Kentucky's got to call timeout. Craig Skinner's team hitting 0 to start this match against Pitt.
Hey, guys, hey, let the adrenaline wear off. Keep being aggressive, okay? Don't let up from what we're doing. Keep serving flat to the net. Put the pressure. We got them off the net a couple times. We got to take advantage of those opportunities. Don't be in a hurry, on defense especially. Get in position, be stopped, be ready to pursue balls. Okay, let's go. One side out here.
I appreciate Coach Skinner wearing the coach cam for us. Yeah, and I bet you got some adrenaline pumping, Mary, playing Pitt, a team who's
absolutely
been so successful.
Everybody in Kentucky's roster and across the nation knows who number 5 is in Olivia Babcock. And you get excited to play the reigning National Player of the Year, but also understand she is one of those hitters that has her swings have no forgiveness. You have to be so on precise to be able to defend and block it. That's what makes her so hard.
Hey, that's a good response if you're Kentucky. Brooklyn DeLay.
Interesting that Pitt's going at Molly Tuzzo in serve receive. She's the libero for Kentucky, an excellent passer, and Pitt's been going after her to start this match.
How do you think she's handled that so far, Holly?
Pretty good. I mean, it's the hitting errors that have been the problem, not the passing.
Out of the middle comes Jordan Daly, the former Kentucky Wildcat.
Dan Fisher talked about the physicality of Izzy Stark. She's a setter who touches about 10.5. That is really high above the net. Strong hands, just puts up a solid wall for Pitt.
And they go right at Molly Tuzzo. Cassie O'Brien trying to get tricky. Anna Watson with the swing and the kill off the block.
One of the things I like about watching a Pitt team is the discipline defensively, how they move as a unit. They're all communicating and really disciplined in the way they set up to play.
That one goes long on Stark. Yeah, Dan Fisher told us that he was really excited about his defense this year. Said it might be one of their biggest strengths.
Which is saying a lot. No, he said it could be one of the best teams he's ever had in terms of block and defense, and he's had some really good ones.
Can't wait to see how that unfolds. Tuzzo's going to delay.
We haven't even talked about Jordan Daly, number 3 in yellow for Pitt, playing against her former team in the first match of the season, and Delay working off the inside hand of Jordan Daly.
50 miles per hour coming off the hand of Brooklyn Delay. As he Stark up to Olivia Babcock, who's swinging on the left.
That's going to be a fun matchup to watch in that rotation. That is Babcock swinging against the size of Gardy for Kentucky. That is size versus size. That time Babcock got the best of it.
They're always playing the game within the game. What matchups can you get at the net? And that time it was Babcock against Gardy, but on the right side.
Izzy Stark working her magic. You have to see this delivery. The ball was set, passed a little tight. She goes laterally and just lifts it so Babcock can tee off offensively.
Izzy Stark got to the Pitt program in January, and you can tell that connection already strong in their very first match of the season.
Kentucky offensive rhythm just a little bit off. Gardy needs to stay behind that ball. O'Brien needs to lead her.
And Pitt is the first to 15. 7 attacking errors for a Kentucky team who, well, Olivia Babcock looking like a 2-time National Player of the Year.
Yeah, just getting kills from the back row going line, from going cross court to the 1 zone, from right side, sharp angle. She has all the shots, but each of these kills came from a set in her window. She wasn't managing, and if you let Olivia Babcock just go off like that, ooh, that's going to bode trouble for a lot of teams.
It's going to be a long night or day.
Yeah, she's got 5 kills. They only have 1 attacking error. Meanwhile, that's been a bugaboo for Kentucky. Madison, what'd you hear on the Kentucky side?
Asia Thigpen started it out. She said, if we don't get the first one, dig in defensively, get the next one. And then Coach Skinner said, hey, just trust what you're doing. Attackers, swing off the hands at Cassie, deliver hittable balls.
Yeah, they've got to change something because Pitt is on a 4-0 run. Watson serving. Delay, that one's tight. She had to tip it. Claire Bayless tipping into the block. Dug up by Thigpen. And O'Brien missed Lizzie Carr in the middle.
Coaches have told me that as things get tight for a setter, you lose that tempo to push the pace, and you see this misconnection goes right by Lizzie Carr. You want that a little higher for her as well.
And Kentucky has 9 errors and only 7 kills, so they are hitting in the negative, and it's an ace for Ayanna Watson. Everything going Pitt's way. Kentucky's going to use its final timeout of this set as the hole is getting bigger. 6 straight points for Pitt. ESPN, ABC, and the ESPN app. It has been an awesome weekend here in Milwaukee. 2 of the top teams in the nation we save for last on this Sunday, and it's all Pitt right now. Kentucky being plagued by mistakes. Hopefully that's a better sign with Lizzie Carr.
Good adjustment by Cassie O'Brien to get Lizzie Carr high. At 6'6", she's got a high contact point. You want to use every inch of it against Pitt.
And she was so good against Wisconsin. 8 kills, 571 on Friday. If 300 would have been solid. Olivia Babcock, I mean, what do? 6 kills now.
If you're Kentucky, you want to serve tougher. Try and get Izzy Stark off the net, get her some medium passes. But the thing that makes Izzy Stark elite is she can keep them in system from that 3-meter line and even beyond.
And system meaning she's got all 3 attacking options to set. And then Pitt throwing up a block.
That matchup is going to be a problem. Asia Thigpen's the smallest hitter on the court for Kentucky. Very athletic, big arm, but she's facing Olivia Babcock across the net.
It's a tough matchup for Kentucky offensively and defensively. That's the problem.
Love the adjustment there by Kentucky. They move Gardy out to that left pin to hit against the big block of Pitt.
Gardy coming in at 6'5", the transfer from Notre Dame. Molly Tuzzo serving, and Gardy just moved over to the left side to try to block Babcock. Can't get it up.
So if you're Kentucky, you pull that play, and you actually got the set you want away from Babcock, but you've got to convert. You can't let it be a kill both ways.
And even though Babcock's serving, we've already seen she is a threat offensively from the back row, and that's a big break for Kentucky.
Olivia Babcock last year went away from that top spin serve. She had it earlier in her career, had a ton of success, but last year she dialed it back and she was using a jump floater, scored tons of points in that rotation, but this year going to that top spin, just missing.
Just moved back to that top spin in practice about a week ago. Stark backside to Heilig. And watch out for Micah Heilig, the freshman out of the Netherlands. We've seen her look really good in practice.
Dan Fisher said nothing but incredible things about Micah Heilig, a freshman, 6'4". She's one of those players who can take over a match with her physicality, and that's scary because you've already got Babcock on the same side of the net.
Yeah, I mean, he told us, guys, it's not an if, it's when she takes over.
And that's terrifying.
Yeah. Unless you're Pitt, then you feel pretty great.
Izzy Stark, good eye work as a blocker, sees it coming soft and swats it right back. Number 21 gets in front of the hitter, delays a little bit, sees it coming and swats it back.
And Pitt has gotten 13 points off of its own serve in this set. So they're 2 points away from taking the set. Kennedy Washington in the middle. Stark outside to Watson. Delay back row. Long, and it is set point Pitt.
I like the fact that Brooklyn Delay for Kentucky is staying aggressive. I know she's hitting a lot of balls long, but she's not taking speed off. She's trying to get back into her game rhythm offensively.
Haiti Tautua'a has Pitt on a 3-0 run. Here's a big pin looking for hands, and she'll get it. Second set point Pitt.
That's a great set for Thigpen, meaning the look that she gets because that ball is off the net far enough. It's still in front of her, but it allows her to go full extension. And to get over the size of Pitt, that's the set she needs.
Asia Thigpen, an undersized outside hitter. Babcock out of the back row wide, a third set point Pitt.
That's a new wrinkle in the Pitt offense. We have not seen Babcock hitting that ball down the middle of the court before, but now Izzy Stark's so good at setting that ball behind the 3-meter line.
And a service error is going to hand the first set to Pitt. What a way to start their season. They come out hitting over 300 and force Kentucky into 11 errors. Pitt died, who is our national champion, and Pitt, a program that has been to the semifinals the last 5 seasons. Kentucky, the runner-up from last year, and this Pitt program got stars. Olivia Babcock, Blair Bayless, now Izzy Stark, and Matt, it's not the first time they've played together.
No, it's not. And Stark told me a big factor in her commitment was her pre-existing relationship with Blair Bayless and Olivia Babcock. She was one of their setters in the USA pipeline for a few years. This pick was from their gold medal win in the 2023 Pan Am Cup. And Blair told me when Izzy committed, she was so excited to run it back. She said Izzy was her favorite setter to play in the USA pipeline. And Izzy said it was those two that really made the transition so much easier for her.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe, guys, that Olivia Babcock, this is now her third setter in her time at Pitt.
It's incredible. I mean, that's usually a challenge, but she's elite, and the setters in the Pitt program are very well trained, and they've been able to deliver her a lot of balls to feast on.
And for them to get Izzy Stark out of the portal, I mean, it's like Christmas every day.
No kidding. I am sitting up here watching Izzy Stark and some of the things she's doing athletically and delivering the ball with the tempo. This is some elite stuff for match number 1.
She saves that ball and just bump sets it up to Watson. Cassie O'Brien going to Lizzie Carr. O'Brien backside to Gardy, dug up by Stark. And Stark all over it defensively. Kentucky hit negative in that first set, but it was a lot of self-inflicted wounds, Mary.
Yes, it wasn't that they couldn't find kills. It was the unforced errors, the balls that were hit out of bounds that gave Pitt the easy points. Pitt's going to score enough points on their own. You don't need to give them any. That's exactly that serve. That is exactly what Craig Skinner talked about in practice was we need to change the depths of our serves. Dropping a short one in front of the freshman outside hitter, that is a great serve by Cassie O'Brien.
Another short serve. Babcock on the left. Just a cannon of an arm.
Izzy Stark pushes that ball, locates it perfectly for Babcock, and then the rest is history. If Izzy Stark is comfortable and not on the move, she's going to deliver a perfect ball almost every time.
Ayana Watson here serving. O'Brien forcing it to Lizzie Carr in the middle.
Love that O'Brien is unafraid to go back to that gap set. In the first set, they misconnected, but she's gone back to it twice, and it's paid off for Kentucky. Much better start in this second set.
Mary, we were talking about in the break what you would have told your team. Remember, we saw a Kentucky offense that was clicking on all cylinders on Friday. Not the start we saw here.
No, but you see that where it comes a little maybe too easy on one match and how you have to warn your players. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come every night, let alone 48 hours later.
It's like, where in the world is Olivia Babcock? Is she on the left? Is she on the right? Is she in the back row?
Because she can score in all of the above. And that back row attack, that really fast Bic that they ran, that new wrinkle. Oh, yeah, like they don't have enough ways to get her kills.
Gardy tooling the block.
O'Brien pushes that out to the right shoulder of Morgan Gardy at 6'5". She can keep and play that high game and does so off the edge of the block.
Blair Bayless, dug up by Tuzzo. O'Brien to Kennedy Washington. Bayless approaching. Tuzzo can't control it in the court.
Tuzzo has missed a couple digs off her arm, and usually she's the black hole. Anything hit in her direction comes back.
Good pass from Tuzzo there on that tough serve from Babcock. Pitt still alive, free ball back to Kentucky. Gardy. Stark. Olivia Babcock, back row. Long. Tuzzo just got out of the way. Dan Fisher looking to his team. He could challenge this. Nope.
Anybody want to guess if Molly Tuzzo was great at dodgeball on the playground? That ability to avoid that swing, I'd pick her on my team.
Little matrix move right there. Heilig just enough on it to sneak it in.
Two-hitter rotation for Pitt. Izzy Stark gets the freshman from the Netherlands involved on the slide. That's not an easy ball to tip in front of Tuzzo and get it to drop against the Kentucky defender.
Haiti Tautua'a, who is the backup setter and serving specialist, back in, and she served them on a run in the first set. Thigpen trying to pop the ball, too long, not touched. Thigpen. Izzy Stark saved that to set it up. Thigpen getting all the work right now. Washington on 1 foot. Asia Thigpen stopped. First lead for Pitt in this set.
Pitt's defense is smothering. They are everywhere. Look at Micah Heilig. Big block over the net, finishes with her hands. Stark there on the assist, doing a good job on the pin, setting that block up for Pitt.
4 blocks for Pitt, none for Kentucky. Free ball, back to Pitt. Watson, middle of the court.
This is a tough rotation for Kentucky. You've got Asia Thigpen, smaller outside hitter, and then you've got Kennedy Washington, who's an undersized middle attacker, and then your setters front row. So tough if you're not going to have a back row option. DeLay needs to be ready.
And they're going to make a substitution right here. As you see, Georgia Watson comes in, number 9 in white on the Kentucky side to replace Thigpen. We did not see her on Friday. She gets a swing. Hey, comes in and does her job.
You know what? As a coach, there is nothing more you like to see than you make the sub and the sub makes you look good. And that's exactly what Georgia Watson did with that swing. That is a tough rotation, and I think maybe running more slides. We're going to look at that rotation as this match goes on.
O'Brien to DeLay.
I think Brooklyn DeLay needs that set higher. I know it has pace. They want to try and beat the block, but the Pitt block is there. So give her a little height so she can go off the top and try instead of trying to sneak it through the seam.
Guys, Izzy Stark has 3 blocks.
That's the set. That's Kennedy Washington, the middle for Kentucky, going against Watson, number 3 for Pitt. A great player, but she's still, you know, going against Watson, number 12. She's still a freshman. One of the hardest things for freshmen is left side blocking against the slide.
Oh, Jordan Daly getting the kill against her old team.
One of the things that makes Jordan Daly so tough to stop is how quick she is off the floor. Izzy Stark feeds it. Look at the pace and the height of that set. Perfect for Jordan Daly to attack.
O'Brien flinging it up for Lizzie Carr on the slide. Tuzzo saves it other way to DeLay. Diving Izzy Stark. Olivia Babcock ricochets it off of Georgia Watson.
How about that effort by your setter? Lays out, keeps the ball in play. Oh yeah, and then the one-step turn, rotate, swing, kill. Y'all, you just don't see that kind of force on a swing without an approach in the women's game like you do with Olivia Babcock.
Babcock's got 9 kills, hitting 400. There goes Babcock off the block. That gets her to double figures.
Trainer's looking at Cassie O'Brien's leg. She did run into that sign on the side of the court.
Katie Poole, the athletic trainer for Kentucky, taking a look at Cassie O'Brien. Madison.
Well, you can't see it from this camera angle, but both of Cassie O'Brien's knees, the skin has been clean, shaven off of it. You can kind of see it there. She dove right into the stands over here. I mean, she's so tough, though. She got up immediately, ran back onto the court, but they're tending to her knees right now.
There is a ribbon board all the way around the court, including in front of the players' benches, that when she went to pursue that ball, ran into. So they're taking a look at Cassie O'Brien's knees right now, trying to get her cleaned up to come back into this match. While they're looking at O'Brien, want to let you know, MLB Little League Classic on Sunday Night Baseball tonight as the Braves take on the Brewers in Williamsport. MLB and Little League Baseball. It's at 7 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. So they've got a bandage on those knees, both knees, for Cassie O'Brien.
But maybe this is a moment that Coach Skinner could use. That was an extra timeout. Kind of regroup your team without having to call a timeout and see if they can't take advantage of that breakaway.
And Mary, that's exactly what he just did. Coach Skinner said outsides continue to battle, swing at the edges of the block.
Kentucky hit negative in the first set. In this set, they're hitting 091. Pitt has been thriving in every aspect. Brooklyn delay inside. Babcock's got to chase it. It was too tight. Watson. Olivia Babcock, too long.
For Kentucky right now, their biggest blocking lineup in the front row. Can they score in this rotation?
We got Lizzie Carr in the middle at 6'6", and Morgan Gardy on the right at 6'5". There it was, showing up. Gardy. Lizzie Carr, it's coming over. Gardy waiting.
You have a sense that Kentucky is having to work so hard to find a kill. How long the rally continues. They're having such a hard time going past that kill, and that's because of how well Pitt is playing.
Jordan Daly trying to turn it. Specifically, what are you seeing from Pitt to make it more difficult on Kentucky, Mary?
You know what it all starts with? Izzy Stark. Even when it's not a perfect pass, even when it's a medium pass, her ability to find location and tempo, her hitters are just getting such great looks.
Right there.
Exactly, right there. That was a pass off the net, a little bit low. Normally, you should gain the advantage as the serving team. That is not what Izzy Stark is letting her team do. She delivers it on the nail, a great swing, point, side out to Pitt.
Yeah, that's going to be a double contact. Oh, back row attack, because Cassie O'Brien is a back row setter. I thought she might have doubled it and it went over.
Take the seam, Tuz.
Forcing it to Lizzie Carr, long.
That's the pass they want. The delivery just a little low to Lizzie Carr. You talk about the offensive Pitt, I think they're excellent. But it's the defensive Pitt, the defensive intensity, the effort, the way they're disciplined in their block moves, and that's putting all sorts of pressure on Kentucky.
Brooklyn delay down the line.
That's one of the first ball side outs we've seen from Kentucky all night long. Everyone is getting touched, and they have to make extra effort to kill the ball.
Yeah, Brooklyn delay only has 4 kills, and she's hitting in the negative.
There. That's exactly how you want to score points with the block on a tight set. The ball, like one of Izzy Stark's perfect, just semi-perfect sets. It was just a little bit tight, but Gardy, because of her size, she can reach over further on her opponent's side, take the ball right out of a hitter's hand.
Babcock tipping over the block. Kentucky has left Watson in on the left side, by the way, and that one gets tangled up in the net as Jordan Daly was there.
Pitt is starting their right side blocker inside to take the gap away.
Welcome back to ABCA First Serve. Pitt up in set 2, 15-12. Well, the Panthers had a very fun summer. They spent 9 days in Europe, from Milan to Lake Como, Slovenia, and Paris. They played 5 matches. In all, they came out winning every single one of them. The lineups were different in almost every game, which actually really helped new setter Izzy Stark. She told me she learned a lot about her hitters that she wouldn't have learned in practices, and she feels like it's given them a chemistry edge, which is on display tonight. And Blair Bayless told me outside of volleyball, it was the best trip she's ever been on. They did an alpine slide through the Slovenian countryside, cold plunge into lakes, and finished it with the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, and we're seeing teams really benefit from those foreign tours. I think the funniest thing that Dan Fisher told us was that they literally got off the plane and played the U21 Italian team 2 times, and it's the best volleyball he's ever seen them play. So that connection translating over to today.
Especially after a long trip.
Yeah, no jet lag for these girls.
Kentucky putting a couple points back-to-back together, trying to gain some momentum on their side of the net. And it starts with a tough serve from Tuzzo.
Kentucky lost the first set 25-14. Izzy Stark pushing it to Blair Bayless.
Dan Fisher told us Blair Bayless has made tons of improvement in every aspect of the game. You can tell, though, she's much more confident as a passer. She's always been a very effective attacker on that left side.
She was an all-ACC second-team selection last year, had a career high 318 kills. Morgan Gardy.
Oh,
that's the big hammer.
That is, and that was their best, Kentucky's best first time side out against Babcock's serve, is that they got quality pass from delay, reversed by O'Brien, a little seam in the block, and Gardy delivers.
And that'll energize your team.
Bayless looking for the corner, won't get it. First time we've been tied since it was 5-all. It is a 6-2 run for Kentucky. And Pitt's gonna call timeout.
Kentucky bench looks energized.
Because they know where we're going to be every time, so mix any eight, they're going to be on time and be quick and slice around. Okay, and when you're Cassie's front, we'll keep going behind, but don't go early. Just wait, go fast at the end. Okay. She's gonna, when Morgan's up, she's going to mix up also A's, but then also when getting going behind, we got to spread, loosen up the net. Guys, hey, listen, first of all, we're not in a hurry, but listen, carry yourselves like you're in this match and tied. Don't carry yourselves like you're trying to catch up. Carry yourselves confidently. Let's go. Here we go.
How much does your body language make a difference, Mary?
You know, they give all sorts of lessons and studies and research on the messaging that body language can send. And even if you're not feeling it, you owe it to yourself and, more importantly, to your teammates. Give the look like you want to be on the court with you.
Madison, what'd you hear on the Pitt side?
Coach Fisher said our hitting efficiency has dropped the last couple of points. He said make committed swings. Other than that, defensively, you're playing great.
And that's a good response. Blair Bayless tooling the block. Pittsburgh has come out in their first match of the season. They absolutely dominated the first set. Kentucky hit in the negative. They've been pushed more in the second set by the Cats. Tautu Wa'a subs into serve. Kennedy Washington is stopped by Watson.
This is a rotation they had trouble with earlier for Kentucky in serve receive. Setter Cassie O'Brien's front row. They're running a gap of Bick in a slide. I'd like to see this one go to Brooklyn DeLay out of the back row.
Now, Georgia Watson, who they were forced to make a substitution last time because Asia Thigpen got the start there, and then Georgia Watson, who just got that swing in the kill, had to sub in.
Georgia Watson brings a bigger body and a big arm. So when you need that high contact point against the big Pitt block, Georgia Watson's a good option.
She's a sophomore, but one of the hardest hitters in their recruiting class last year. Washington, ooh, punched it down the line.
That was the timing by Washington. She wasn't early. She allowed her to explode into her jump, take the full swing. She wasn't falling off of her top of her reach. That is great timing by her, great adjustment.
And that's what Craig Skinner said on the bench. Accelerate to the ball, don't be slowing down.
Blair Bayless has Pittsburgh back ahead by 1, and Amika Heilig serving. The service error ties it at 19. Going to 25, got to win by 2.
For as rough a first set as Kentucky had, here they are tied 19-all in the second set. This is where they have to make that push, find at least a point or two, just 2 points to be the separator.
Izzy Stark goes to Jordan Daly. Was that Cassie O'Brien getting up there?
Cassie O'Brien was bunched inside to help on that gap set. Lizzie Carr there to close. Trying to go quick to Jordan Daly, but look at the wall of Kentucky. All 4 hands close together.
I think it's Lizzie Carr's hand, actually, that got a piece of it. One arm save from Koval. Olivia Babcock on the D-ball out of the back row.
Trinity Ward has been digging some really hard hit balls. That one off Babcock's right hand gets away from her. This one hit 56 miles per hour from Olivia Babcock.
Down the line, which means you got less time. That is nasty.
Lizzie Carr on 1 foot.
Kentucky doing a better job attacking their right side of the court, the left side block of Pitt with some success.
Okay, both teams in what I would say their best rotations. They got their big guns front row. Who's going to win this battle here at the 25?
3 attacking options in the front row for both teams. There's a big one in Babcock. She's rejected. Take 2. Saved by DeLay. Morgan Gardy trying to swing over that big block and sends it long.
Remember, a year ago, Morgan Gardy played left side. And the hardest things for an opposite is transition hitting. It's not off serve receive, it's in transition, going from block to attacking. That's really a tough, I guarantee you she will have that swing before December.
That was a conversation that she had in the transfer portal with Craig Skinner, is that he wanted to move her to the opposite.
DeLay on the right side, using the edge of the block, trying to get her offensive game going, but she's doing all the little things. We're seeing her pick up some really good balls defensively. She's going to play into this match like all great players do.
And now she gets to use her big serve now that she's healthy after last year's knee injury. Dribble it over the tape for an ace. Pitt calls timeout. Brooklyn DeLay could not use that serve last year because at the beginning of the season, she tore the meniscus in her knee, didn't tell anybody, played through it all year.
It's one of the most amazing stories, truly, of last year, of which there were many, but for her to play the entire season with a torn meniscus, you wouldn't know it by watching her. And that how much guts and courage did it take to keep playing, but now, post-surgery, I think we don't want them all to stay healthy, but I think DeLay can even take it to another level.
Holly, would you rather pass Brooklyn DeLay's serve or Olivia Babcock?
Ooh.
Choose your poison.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's a toss-up. I think they're both powerful and very effective in different ways, but both high contact point and lots of heat on the ball.
I would be unconscious either way.
Yes.
Madison was listening on the Pitt side. What did you hear, Mads?
Pitt already right back out on the court. Coach Fisher, very brief. He said, if we can touch it, we can dig it. Be relentless. He said, we're not playing our best volleyball, and we are still in this set.
Absolutely they are. Mads, same question to you. Are you passing Brooklyn DeLay's serve or Olivia Babcock? Pick one.
I want to try both.
No, pick one.
Olivia Babcock.
Okay.
Thanks for involving me.
Kentucky 2 points away from taking this set with DeLay serving. Ooh. Oh, got it. I thought it was wide.
Wow.
To serve that ball
That
out of
angle?
a timeout with that angle, that takes guts.
Wow.
We have Bolt 6 calling the lines. Oh, 3 in a row.
Talk about stepping up when sometimes the rest of her game wasn't at its highest, but that's a big time ending to set 2 from Brooklyn DeLay and Kentucky.
And Kentucky ends on a 4-0 run, 3 of those from Brooklyn DeLay's powerful serve and a turnaround. We are playing at least 4 sets today in Milwaukee. Morgan Gardy of Kentucky is with Madison.
Morgan, you were down in that second set, but you surged back to take the win. What clicked for this team?
Yeah, I think just getting our momentum back, finding ways to kill the ball, get touches on blocks, be in a good spot in defense, and just keeping that momentum and fire throughout the game.
What's the conversation like in the huddle right now?
I think sometimes you just need to chill out, know who we are, know what we do. We've done this every day in practice, so just getting after it and resetting every time after each point.
Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you.
Kentucky trailed by 4 points. Since then, they went on a 15-7 run, and they even up this match with a win in set number 2. Brooklyn DeLay pounding it, 3 aces in a row to end that set. Kentucky in that second set. That's our team spotlight brought to you by Jeep. There's only one. They ended the set on a 4-0 run. So now we've seen how good both teams can be. What has in store for the third set of this match? At least playing 4. Watson gets a swing off, dug up by Tuzzo. Cassie O'Brien in the middle to Lizzie Carr. Watson again. There it is.
I've been really impressed by Trinity Thompson, the freshman from Las Vegas. She's the 3rd setter on the Pitt team, but her defense is excellent. Just a one-arm stab to stay in that rally and set up that transition offense for Pitt.
Trinity Thompson, number 9, wearing the white libero jersey on the Pitt side.
And that is what a heavy arm can do. That is a big-time swing by DeLay. Looked like the block was in a good position. Sometimes a heavy arm can be a great block.
Brooklyn DeLay's got 6 kills. At one point earlier in this match, she was hitting in the negative. Babcock, middle of the floor.
Huge seam in that block. Izzy Stark goes up to jump set that ball. Looks like she could set any of her hitters, and that holds the middle blocker on the other side. You see Lizzie Carr leaning and gets caught with a huge seam between her and the outside blocker.
Ayana Watson here. An ace for Watson.
I like that serve by Ayana Watson, the freshman, going into traffic. There's 4 players in that area, 3 lined up in a row, and it just pays off.
But Dan Fisher told us she could be their best server. And he said that with Olivia Babcock last in her serve tonight. Gardy, it's too tight. Lizzie Carr out of the middle through the Pitt block.
Cassie O'Brien cleared traffic in the middle, got everybody out of the way so she could run that quick ball to the middle. Lizzie Carr getting up quick in transition. Block for Pitt is late with their hands over the net.
I think Lizzie Carr is much improved from last year.
No doubt.
That one's long from Brooklyn DeLay. What's different about Carr in your mind, Holly?
The strength, her footwork to make herself available and open to the setter. To be a great middle attacker, especially in transition, you need to make yourself available, and you have to have the strength to swing through on those balls in transition quickly.
Georgia Watson was inserted into this match in the second set, and that one wide.
Georgia Watson taking some good swings, though. She's come in, got a couple kills. That one, a good attempt, just missing wide.
Here's Mallory Meyer. Pitt using 2 liberos. You can go back and forth. They just can't be on the court at the same time. Saw them do that last year. Mallory Meyer was more of a serving specialist in that second libero jersey. Attorney Thompson the other. An ace from Molly Tuzzo.
From libero to libero, you don't see a lot of aces off the libero, but that one had some movement on the serve. Tuzzo going down the line, just no spin on that ball, lots of float, and it dropped out.
Other side of Blair Bayless. Gardy. Morgan Gardy.
Great transition play to be able to win that point, not just off serve receive, but going from defense to offense. Cassie O'Brien delivered a really good look for her behind her, got that ball closer to her right arm so that Gardy could use all of her swing.
And Craig Skinner has told us their intention is to use that opposite as more of a point scorer. They're going to set her a lot more than they did that position last year. Last year, they were really left side heavy.
And then there's Olivia Babcock as well. This is some really good stuff this early in the first match. But getting that ball behind, how fast did she get her arm through on that one, Holly? My goodness.
The only player with double-figure kills in this match. And it's a high-risk, high-reward serve from Olivia Babcock. Bayless. Brooklyn DeLay out of the back row. Bayless with a swing. Watson. Georgia Watson finding her way.
Got a great look again from Cassie O'Brien, but Coach Skinner told us you can't teach heavy arm, and that's exactly what Georgia Watson has, a really heavy arm.
Kentucky's been doing a better job slowing down the Pitt offense with some nice block deflections, and that's allowing them to stay in the rally and get transition swings.
Kentucky with its first lead. Olivia Babcock, the new wrinkle in the Pitt offense.
Kennedy Washington for Kentucky was all over that, just a little bit late with her hands. But when you've got a weapon like Babcock, that quick tempo, why not use her as much as possible? You see the hands, and that just sneaks on the Kentucky side of the net.
Oh, Ayana Watson had all of it.
Fast hands over the net make an elite blocker, and wow, Pitt was on the other side of the net quickly. Ayana Watson, fantastic eye work to see where that ball was going. Hands met it quickly.
And then Washington with the response on the slide.
Instead of hitting back into the meat of the block and into the court, off the edges of the block goes Washington. good adjustment for Kentucky.
Izzy Stark outside to Watson. And Ayanna Watson, that's just a freshman out of Nevada. She's the all-time kills leader in the state.
No, Courtney, she was on everybody's want list. You could just fall in love watching her, but it's all parts of her game. I wondered, could she learn how to block the slide at this level? Well, she just showed it 2 points ago. Her serve, and she's going to be a great one.
She arrived in the spring for this Pitt team and actually almost immediately had a thumb injury that required surgery, just a fluke play. So Miss played a lot of the offseason with a cast on her thumb.
And practice serve receive every day. It was just passing excellent balls with a cast on your hand. I can't even imagine.
And she's hearing us talk about her because she just got another kill. Dan Fisher told us in a weird way it was kind of helpful. It helped her really pass well. To fight through some adversity there.
That's for sure.
Obviously, she's glad she doesn't have to wear it now. Well, that side was too tight to the net for Brooklyn DeLay to do anything.
And I still think she needs it higher. She's got Olivia Babcock in front of her. If you're going to try and hit and go over the top, it's going to be tough.
Babcock. Oh, just one blocker in her face.
But that point started with the touch that the block made off of DeLay's swing. It slowed it down and allowed Pitt to go from defense to offense. And this is, I think it's in that transition offense that Izzy Stark really shines because she's so quick. She can get to a ball and still have all sorts of hitting options.
You guys, Olivia Babcock has 16 kills. That's the most that she's ever had in 5 matches against Kentucky in her career.
The consistency of the set location by Izzy Stark. The hitter knows where it's going to be. They know the tempo. It's so consistent. That makes a hitter's life so much easier.
So true, Holly. You don't have to switch your approach or change it or worry about the tempo. It's right where it's supposed to be, and you're expecting it.
Oh, timeout called by Kentucky here in set number 3 as Pitt's on a 4-0 run.
Keep our composure when they're doing things well, okay? We got to cover. We got to not send the ball to the bro. Fundamental discipline volleyball, okay? One pass, one side out. You want them to pit the ball to you. You want them to serve the ball to you, okay? Expect it, make plays. Here we go, side out.
Dan Fisher talking to Izzy Stark. We don't have a mic on Dan Fisher today. But it's got to be pretty nice. What a luxury to have a setter like Izzy Stark on the floor.
Absolutely.
Was it Carr off the slide?
Cassie O'Brien is spreading that ball wide, and Lizzie Carr able to use her length on that slide. At 6'6", high contact point, able to go high over the top.
Stark on the move, goes to Babcock, who's on the left pin. Gardy matched up against Babcock right now. Babcock swinging against the biggest block Kentucky has. And Kentucky prevails that battle.
Pitt is so good at hitter coverage, but that ball went way deep into the court. Every time a Pitt player is attacking, you'll see the players form around, get low, try and read it off the hands, but that ball goes deep into the court, a tough one to pick up.
And then Izzy Stark trying the other side away from that big block with Ayanna Watson.
I'm not getting a feeling that this moment is too big for Ayanna Watson. You?
No.
I love it when freshmen can do this. Welcome to the big time.
You kind of forget she's a freshman, just watching her. Brooklyn delay rejected by Blair Bayless.
I know I've said it before, but I feel like Delay has to scrunch up to try and hit that ball, give her a little.
Pitt up 4 here in set number 3. And Holly, Olivia Babcock is a weapon all over the floor. Let's show you with the whiteboard.
And Izzy Stark's able to get her the ball in different locations. We've seen her on that big ball down the pipe. We've seen her on the D ball. Of course, her traditional back set on the right. And we've also seen her on the left side. All these different attack locations, she can hurt you from everywhere.
And Olivia Babcock right now has 16 kills, Mary, from, as we showed you, all over the court.
Yeah, it's what we expected of the reigning National Player of the Year. Such a special talent. Just have, as opposed to a year ago at this time, I just feel like she is in mid to late season form on the first weekend. Ooh, scary.
And Holly, we've seen Kentucky try to make some adjustments, specifically with Morgan Gardy.
Kentucky trying to get better matchups across the net from Babcock to slow her down, a bigger block, and it's helped a little in terms of block deflections, but Olivia Babcock's going to find ways to score.
And Babcock with 16 kills, which is, Madison, the most she's ever had against Kentucky.
And beyond the stat board, I've been watching her. She's everyone's cheerleader. She's the first to high-five a teammate after a kill, talking to Izzy Stark after every set, pushing Jordan Daly around after a block. If Kentucky gets the point, she's the one talking in the huddle. So she's as much of an energy, emotional leader as she is the stat leader.
Yeah, a senior is Olivia Babcock with the opportunity to come back and play again next year if she wanted to. It's an 8-2 run for Pitt. We were tied up at 9-all. Blair Bayless. And Kentucky's going to use its final timeout in this set, as they're down by 7, going to 25 points.
So in this situation, what we would tell the team is, hey, we may not be able to come back and win this set, but at least let's start creating momentum for the next set. To begin to feel like, how do we stop them? How do we score points? You don't want them to think just, oh, we have to win this, and then it becomes too daunting a task. To chip away, let's get the momentum on our side for the next set.
Oh, this Pitt team is feeling pretty good right now in this set because they are hitting 500, and it's a Pitt Panthers program that just has kept climbing and climbing. Back in 2021, went to the regional final, got a win. National semifinal, lost to Nebraska. Oh, let me tell you the story again. Defeated Wisconsin in the regional final. National semifinal, back-to-back. Make it 3 national semifinals in a row. 2023, they lost to Nebraska. They just kept repeating their success after beating Kentucky in the regional final. Went to the national semifinal to lose to Louisville. And then last year, we saw them do it again. It is absolutely insane. 5 straight national semifinal appearances for this Pitt team. Of course, everybody wants to know, is this finally the year they push past that national semifinal and get to play in a national championship match?
I think Pitt's always in the conversation, but the pieces that they have on the court right now absolutely have a chance to win the title.
They are just the 4th team to make 5 straight national semifinal appearances, and those 5 semifinal losses, the most by a program without a title. It's currently a 5-0 run for the Panthers. Morgan Gardy in the middle. Now on the right side. Lizzie Carr in the middle, and Izzy Stark is all over it. Asia Thigpen with the dig.
How about the defense? Both sides. It's obvious for me Kentucky's trying to get the ball to Gardy. They feel like she can go up and play high, and it looks like they're trying to attack the left side block of Pitt, which is away from Olivia Babcock.
We just saw Gardy get a swing out of the middle and on the right side, and a tough time for a service error.
The other thing that an attack from your right or the middle is better chance to attack the setter when she's in the front or in the back row. And if Izzy Stark is playing the first ball, well, then at least she's not setting the second ball.
True. Georgia Watson coming in. They're looking for high hands. It's a point for Pitt, and they've hit 20.
The way Izzy Stark's setting the ball in transition, the pace, the tempo, I would attack at her every single time to take her out of that transition equation.
Izzy over to Bayless. Tools the block.
That's a great swing by Bayless because she had two really good blockers that were there, hands were over, and again, sometimes a great swing can even beat a very good block.
Bayless, out of system swing dug up by Tuzzo. O'Brien backside to Gardy as they continue to force it to her. Olivia Babcock got it in.
My goodness.
Wow.
Yeah. Holly and I are,
Our jaws are on the floor.
yes. This on the run reverses this ball back to Babcock. That is so elite. Ball was dug off the net. She's on the run. She gets it back there. That's such good stuff. And we're seeing this in a college player, folks.
18 kills for Olivia Babcock. Out of the middle goes Lizzie Carr. I mean, for Olivia Babcock, I mean, is there a possibility someday we see her play in the Olympics? Future Olympian?
Absolutely. Izzy Stark as well.
Yeah.
I would love to see her in a USA jersey. Izzy Stark took that one. Not sure if it was deflected onto the face or direct hit.
A smile on her face for Izzy Stark, who the volleyball world is glad to have back after 4 matches last season. She stepped away due to mental health reasons. She was at Penn State at the time. Decided to make a change, found her way to Pitt. 2 years ago, she was the National Freshman of the Year and a national champion. Back row delay. Stark going to Babcock. Of course you go to Olivia Babcock.
You think Izzy Stark is feeling it? That's 2 in a row balls on the run, pass off the net that she is reversing so athletically, getting the ball back there. Now she's got a great target, but she is putting that on a dime.
The core strength to be able to push that ball all the way behind with lift.
Pitt all over the place. Doesn't matter. Give them the point. It's set point, Pitt.
Kentucky is feeling the pressure of Pitt's defense, touching every ball.
Two good passes from Brooklyn Delay on that tough serve. Pittsburgh wins set 3, 25-13. 2 out of these 3 sets, Pitt has dominated. And Kentucky only hitting 0-29 in that set. It will be a must-win set for Pitt here in Milwaukee, and they lead it 2-1. Milwaukee's got a big Mexican festival going on this weekend. They've held it since 1977. They even have a volleyball tournament going on, to a volleyball fiesta, if you will. Who else is having a fiesta on the court? I think it's Izzy Stark, Holly.
Welcome back, Izzy Stark. So good to see you. It is a thing of beauty. I mean, the way she's running this offense, not only is she leading the offense, Izzy Stark is leading the team defensively with 10 digs, and that's something Dan Fisher told us. Her defense is much improved, but the power in her body to push the pace from way off the net is unbelievable.
And she has 3 blocks.
That too.
Just have to throw that out there.
Full stat column.
Mary, your favorite part?
Affecting the game in all ways. I mean, obviously, Holly and I are a little obsessed with the setting, but watching her play defense behind the service line, blocking, she looks like she hasn't missed a beat, has she?
Yeah. Look at the third set. She directed Pitt to hitting, I don't know, 500? That's pretty good. Meanwhile, Kentucky at 29.
So if you're Kentucky, how do you get back into it? It has to be with serving and blocking. Tough serving at least gives your blockers a chance, and they're going because offensively they're having a hard time scoring. They're going to have to do it with defensive blocking and transition.
Asia Thigpen are using on the back row now to serve.
Back-to-back blocks for Kentucky, and if you want to slow down a red-hot offense, tough serving and a big block, and Kentucky's come out of the gates doing just that.
Kentucky has to win this set to force a 5th. They pin for Pitt, and they win the match. Man, what a serve by Thigpen. And then you get a swing from Brooklyn DeLay.
And that's set a little higher so Brooklyn DeLay can go up and get that and drive it down instead of scrunching down to try and hit it flat.
Back to that piece about changing the depths off the serve. Watch each time Kentucky serves. Do the Pitt passers have to take more than one step to receive serve?
Yes. Babcock dug up by DeLay. Here's Babcock again, trying to go cross court. It was not touched. Kentucky is out to a 4-0 lead.
See that ball coming short, pulls the pass pulls the setter off the net, and it becomes a more predictable offense. At this point in time, Kentucky's got it, as they did, you got to take full advantage.
Olivia Babcock is done with this. 20 kills now, and that ends a 4-0 start for Kentucky.
Pitt able to get the pass they want, and then fast, no seam in that block. Olivia Babcock goes inside the block, turning it very sharp.
Brooklyn DeLay, she's up to 8 kills. First career 20-kill match for Olivia Babcock. Last year, don't forget, she had 2 matches where she went over the 40-kill mark. Holly, we got to see one of those.
We certainly did.
At Louisville, against their rival. Blair Bayless, oh, right into the block. Kentucky was waiting and primed.
The block for Kentucky has picked up considerably. You see they're making point of just closing that block and forcing them to hit around so the defenders have a chance around that block.
Here's Molly Brezowitz, one of the Kentucky captains. Izzy Stark goes to Babcock on the right. Long, no. In.
Ball hit corner.
Brooklyn DeLay just missed the corner. And Holly, you're signaling up.
I am. I just want that ball a little higher so Brooklyn DeLay can go up and get it. I like the tempo of the set. Just higher. Use her length so she can get it up high and drive it down into the court.
The connection was so strong on Friday in their sweep of Wisconsin. Lizzie Carr misses wide. A 3-0 run for Pitt. Molly Tuzzo bump setting delay.
That lift in transition allows delay to go up and rip that ball for Kentucky. Not a perfect situation, but that's what big-time players do. Kill balls out of system.
Holly, did you say rip? Because that's exactly what she did. I thought Brooklyn Delay went to another level on that swing.
And a serve goes long from Cassie O'Brien.
This is what's hard when you play a team that is playing as well as Pitt. You begin to feel that you have to be airless. You have to play so clean, and that one mistake feels more like 2 points instead of just one. And that's when you get back on your heels.
Morgan Gardy looking for the line, got a piece of the block. So you just got to see Olivia Babcock with a big serve. Now Brooklyn Delay. Well, sends it long. The Delay had 3 aces in a row to close out the second set in favor of her Kentucky Wildcats. O'Brien feeding Gardy. Morgan Gardy's the first Kentucky Wildcat in double figures tonight.
Kentucky definitely likes that matchup of Gardy on the right side, and she's become much more effective as this match has gone on, adjusting to the size of Pitt's block.
And remember, that's not her natural position. Her time at Notre Dame and rest of her career, she was playing on the left side. Kentucky asked her to move to the right. Now Micah Heilig off of 1 foot.
Dan Fisher told us Micah Heilig has the potential to take over a match with her physicality. Stark feeds her on the slide. Even though that first contact was off the net, she trusts Stark to get her the ball.
I like what Dan Fisher called her. He said Micah's our wild card. I like it. Watson readjusting. Tuzzo's gonna upset Georgia Watson, who tried to set it over. And they're going to call a double contact. You can't double the ball and then send it over the net. Back to Gardy.
Wonderful location by Cassie O'Brien, giving Gardy enough room to work around the block. Not too tight on this set. She goes up and gets it and drives it high cross.
Morgan Gardy said she remembered watching Kentucky make their run all the way to the national championship match last year. Saw how competitive they were and knew she wanted to be a part of that when she entered the portal. 22 kills for Babcock.
She's just so difficult to defend or to time your block because her contact point is higher than you're going to see in your own gym. Unless you've got people mainly jumping off of ladders.
Which we would not recommend.
We would not. It's just a different contact point.
And Delay mishits out of the back row. First time we've been tied here in set number 4. If Pitt wins this set and the match is over, Kentucky has to win to force a 5th. Washington off 1 foot.
And Courtney, to that, when you're playing against a team that's red hot, the sell to your players is steal this, just get to 5, because in a 5th set, as you know, it's anybody's. Just stay close, stay in the set, let's steal it at the end of the 4th.
Brooklyn delay.
This is a play we have not seen from Kentucky. In transition, Brooklyn delays in the back row. Tezzo runs this ball down. This is a D ball. I've seen Kentucky play a lot, never seen that play from them, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, we've seen her come out of the back row on the BIC, but never from right back, which is called a D ball.
But I love it. Good for them for moving her, because she has had a few long from the BIC, so give her a different look. It's one of those things that I think is so important for setters to do. When your hitter isn't finding kills, let them see something different.
Babcock. Oh, heat!
As I referred to earlier, the line digger, the distance between the attacker and your digger, that's not that many feet. And that ball is coming with so much speed.
54 miles per hour. So our friends at the AVCA dug up some numbers for us and got us a comparison to baseball. So hitting down the line on a 55 mile per hour swing is like a 135 mile per hour pitch in baseball.
Olivia Babcock using the entire court. We saw her crush that ball down the line that time, moved it away from the defender in the backcourt. She's got that kind of offensive control for Pitt.
DeLay goes roll shot there.
Beautiful disguise by Brooklyn DeLay. She cocks that arm back, and she's got so much power in her arm that the defense is back and disguises that roll shot right over the block.
You know I can't help myself. I have to just say, did she perhaps delay on that swing?
Oh, Mary.
Ba-dum-bum.
We'll still allow you to stay. No delay there. That's all Olivia Babcock.
Asia Thigpen is a fantastic
of the day, puts 2 of the top 4 teams in the nation head-to-head. A win for Pitt in this set, and this match is over. Kentucky has got to win this set. What did you hear, Mads?
Well, obviously, Olivia Babcock is dominating. Asia Thigpen said we need to get positive touches on her. Get your hands up, deflect that swing, and then Coach Skinner said we need to settle in for the long game. If you're going to go off speed, jam it to the middle, but we aren't going to get points off speed, so stay aggressive.
Staying aggressive, but there's that Pitt block for the 13th time.
Izzy Stark, the right front blocker, 21 in gold, sets this block up, gets her right hand over the net, taking that line away from Gardy of Kentucky.
Does it with a nice pass on that. 61 miles per hour from Olivia Babcock. Bayless, dug up by Thigpen. Gardy hit the antenna. Oh no, a net violation on Pitt.
You know what Kentucky did in this set is they rotated. So instead of Gardy being matched up against Babcock, they rotated. So now Gardy is front row, and she's going to be hitting against Stark. Might they be able to really get on the left side? Could they get Gardy on track? Now she's moved to the right side.
At the start of every set, you can decide what rotation you begin in, meaning where your players line up on the floor. We call spinning the dial. That's what we call it. If you try to change that rotation from what you normally start in to get a matchup on the other side of the net.
That's exactly right. And I feel like Babcock is such a nightmare. So maybe like let's get Darty away from her so that she can at least have some opportunities on that one side out rotation. And now Darty is matched up against the freshman left side blocker.
That matchup works. Darty gets the kill on the right side. One thing I'd like to see Kentucky do better is they constantly run that gap to Lizzie in transition. Lizzie Carr, maybe move it inside so they get a one-on-one opportunity.
Start goes to Babcock. Coming out on the pick.
We talked about the different locations where you're going to see Olivia Babcock attack the ball. There, coming out of the back row behind that 3-meter line. And she hits with so much range. This is quick and tough to defend.
Okay, so we're used to seeing Babcock on the D ball coming out of right back. What does it do for her coming out of middle back? What changes for the attacker? Why add that in?
Well, it stresses the middle blocker on the other side of the net. If she has to worry about Babcock coming down the pipe, she's going to hold longer, and that should free up the pins, but also tough to stop her out of the middle of the court when she can go both ways.
Izzy Stark! Can we count that as a 2-shoot?
Kind of. It's like a slam dunk 2-shoot type of thing. But if your setter's in the front row on the other side of the net, a blocker has to be on them on a tight pass. Izzy Stark just turned it around her.
Oh, setter's getting after it. Cassie O'Brien can do it too.
We've never seen that before, have we, Holly? Get one setter attacking a ball, and chances are good that the other setter may come right back at you.
She went over her head behind her. The service error puts Pitt to 20 points first. They are 5 points away from winning this match.
But Kentucky has Brooklyn delayed back to the front row. Can they at least slow down Babcock touching balls in transition in order to side out?
They're going to serve at delay, make her pass this, and then she will attack. And misses wide.
Tough rotation for Kentucky. 2-hitter rotation. Giant block in the front row for Pitt. And it doesn't look like they have a back row attacker available.
Well, Craig Skinner is going to use his first of 2 timeouts in this set. This is a must-win set for Kentucky to extend the match. This Kentucky team hitting under 100 for the match after, in their season opener on Friday against Wisconsin, they hit over 300 and just had 8 attacking errors. Still time for Kentucky, not out of it yet, as Pittsburgh still has 4 points away.
There's only one thing we're focused on, that's siding out this point, okay? Then we'll worry about what's next, okay? Continue to trust your fundamentals. We're taking care of that, not getting ahead of what's next, okay? Middles, keep driving, keep finding opportunities, get them the ball, keep hitting the edge of the block. That's a great shot, it's there. It's top of the jump, keep it up, get us close to the net. Let's go.
Kentucky in a hole, but meanwhile, Pitt back to playing some of their best volleyball that we have seen today. They have dominated 2 sets, winning 25-14 in the first, 25-13 in the third. Ayana Watson. Service error.
Good timeout for Kentucky. Ice the server.
Molly Brezowitz. Service error. They handed the point right back to Pitt.
Another two-hitter rotation for Kentucky. Lizzie Carr and Brooklyn DeLay. Asia Thigpen available out of the back row. I don't know if they're going to use her there.
Doesn't matter if you can't pass. Mallory Meyer gets the ace. And Kentucky will use its final timeout as Pitt needs just 2 more points. Led by 26 kills from Olivia Babcock. 9 digs and 4 blocks from the 2-time National Player of the Year.
But what a great experience for Kentucky, and whether it is their veteran players or their younger players. Should they play Pitt in the postseason or not, they will have learned from this experience. They're not going to face the likes of a Babcock night in and night out. What could they do better? Should they play them the next time? What can they do different from their serving? How can they create errors with the defense by the opponent's hitters? I think there's a lot that they can grow from because they played this great competition.
Well, the nation is on alert right now that this duo, Olivia Babcock and Izzy Stark, that connection is so strong. It was highly anticipated to see what Izzy Stark looked like running this Pitt offense. A+.
A+.
Brooklyn DeLay off hands. Izzy Stark to Babcock. Dug by Thigpen. Babcock. Thigpen is there again. And Brooklyn DeLay is able to tool the block.
How about Asia Thigpen, number 20 in the back row for Kentucky, coming up with 2 huge digs to stay in that rally and win that point.
And kudos to her. She was subbed out in this match in the second set. They've brought her back in since then, only in the back row, and she has stayed locked in. Stark's just feeding Babcock. Free ball back to Kentucky. O'Brien calling on Gardy. Cats climbing. And Dan Fisher's got to use a timeout.
What a great response by that Kentucky team. When you look up on the scoreboard and you see your opponent has 23, to go to another level. And it's a beauty of this sport. There's not a clock. And Asia Thigpen, the message she just sent her teammates in those digs, they're going to be able to use that, how they feel in this moment, capture that again all season.
On the Pitt side, you just need 2 more points.
Drop it in that 1-2 seam, okay? Let's go, let's go.
Sounded like Craig Skinner wants Kentucky to drop it in the 1-2 seam, which is cross court, right front, right back area of the court for Pitt. So that would make Mallory Meyer, who's in there to pass for Pitt, or in the Olivia Babcock area, one of them have to take that first ball.
Mallory Meyer is the one to take it. Babcock. Down the line she goes, and it's match point, Pitt. And now Babcock gets to serve for the match. 27 kills in the season opener. Second match point on the way for Pitt.
And it'll be really fun right now. Brooklyn DeLay go on a run. behind the service line.
We've seen her get 3 aces in a row in this match. She sends Pitt scattering. It's going to be a free ball back to Kentucky. O'Brien's going guardy. Trying to avoid the block. It is long, and Pitt takes down number 3 Kentucky to start the season. A star-studded battle that did not disappoint. These two teams have the potential to both make deep postseason runs.
Pitt was impressive, especially with their defense. They held Kentucky to .086. This is a team that puts points on the board pretty easily, but the smothering block and the relentless defense of Pitt put all sorts of